Shalom, I say all praises to Yahawah, sham, Yahawashi. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sincere brethren out there. My name's Paya Allah. I'm just going to get into a little lesson dealing with multiple things, but all leads really to the kingdom of heaven and just our purpose in its truth. So I'm going to kick it off with this scripture. 2nd Ezra 16 and 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Now, when it says, O my people, hear my word, really the specifics of who that's speaking about is the men of Israel. Because they're who the Lord is dealing with, because it said the Lord tells you in Ezekiel 37 that he's gathering up an army. And when you deal with the history of the Bible, there never has been no army with no women fighting in the army. So it's dealing with men. And he even says the tabernacle in Revelations 21 and 3 clarifies that straight out and lets you know what time it is, man. So let's read it again. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle. That's right, make you ready to the battle, because he ain't saying, you know, enroll into a martial arts club and start to learn how to fight hand-to-hand combat and then learn how to some skills for killing and all that. That's not what it's talking about. It's actually talking about a spirit, gearing your mind spiritually. Yeah? As it tells you in, I believe, Micah, it says about come out of her, my people. About telling you that spiritually you got to come out of the ways of this world and then endure for a spiritual fight, a battle against Satan. Because it tells you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So we're battling against Satan. That's our battle every day. We're in this truth. Yeah? And it says, and in those evils, and the word evil means a bad time, and we're living in a bad time currently. It said, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Okay? Read it on. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. So basically what it's saying is basically don't put no emotion into anything outside of this word. Don't put your love into these things. He that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he shall not reap. And it said about he that buildeth. So we're basically, even in this kingdom, we're really building up Esau's kingdom. We're still his slaves, man. We're it's lucky I've forgotten the word, man. We're prisoners of war. Yeah? POWs, we're prisoners of war. So Esau still got us under his control. Everything we do, we have a family, belong unto him. Because he's dealing with the law of the slave written in Exodus. So we're basically his property. No matter what we do, we're building up his kingdom. We ain't building up our own household where we're going to have a white picket fence with 2 cars and 2.4 children. That's not what this is about in this present time and period. Because it tells you in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, to everything there is a time and a season. And we're in a season of a bad time where we need to be preparing for the kingdom of heaven to be installed into this world. But in doing that, this is the hard times we will go through, the bad time that was mentioned in verse 40. Okay? It says, he that soweth as he shall not reap. You know, you sow your seed on a woman. Hey, you take care of your children, but at the same time, what it is like you gotta deal with it passively. It's not passively, but you can't really be all into that, man. You gotta be all into the word, man. Yeah. So also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. Okay. They that marry, as they that shall not get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. So basically, even Paul told you about how to deal with your woman in 1 Corinthians chapter 7:29. He said, like, look, man, those that have women, be as though you haven't got one. So basically, the way you meant to deal with everything in this earth is like, this ain't real, man. It's nothing in there is real. This is a light affliction, just to test my faith, to see where I stand with Yahawah sham Yahawashi. He's testing me to see how much I'm gonna adhere to everything he's set before me in this mad world, and he's just testing you to see whether you're gonna succumb to it or whether you're gonna persevere through and push through. So with that, I just want to go back onto verse 40 now. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And when you have pilgrims, usually pilgrims, they really like Gad in a sense was a pilgrim. If you see the way they lived, they went over to America. They didn't build themselves no stone houses. They still were living in the tents as we were during the time of coming out of Egypt, the 40 years in the wilderness. They were still dealing like that, man. They'd move from land to land every so often, and they had no invested emotion in where they lived. Yeah, but they just moved around. And that's how pilgrims are. Pilgrims move from place to place, and that's how we gotta be in everything. It's not talking about your house, it's talking about everything, man. It's saying the way you deal, because your brother can have a house, and nothing going off in that. But the main point is that the way you deal in this kingdom, everything you gotta know that this is just what I need for now. It's just for today. Yeah? It's just gonna get me through today. But I ain't about to like put my life on the line just to keep this, man. Because it's all about Yahawah sham Yahawashi. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Okay? So now I'm gonna grab grab this quickly. It's lucky about the week, brother. Okay. This is 1 Timothy 6:6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. Yeah? And having food or raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. Okay? And into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. That's right, when you chase money, you're really chasing vanity, man. King Solomon had it all, and he said all is vanity. So when you're chasing these bitches out there, you're chasing this money out there, all of that, you get it, but then you're going to realize what comes with it is just fickle. And really in doing so, this is Satan's dominion right here. The Lord ain't dealing with this place, it's Satan's rulership through and through. So the way he's dealing with this society is you have to do a form of wickedness, folly, whatever it may have you, something contrary to the scriptures for you to strive in this kingdom. So that's how it's talking about erring in the faith and being thrust in the through with many sorrows. But thou, O man of the Most High, Yahawah sham Yahawashi, fly these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. Because you had a lot of these niggas that lost patience, man. Like you had a big falling away in the year 2000 because people lost faith. They said it didn't happen in 2000, so you know, like, F this, man, I'm going back into the world. Because they lack faith and they lack patience, main of all. Okay? So really that was straight forward and plain to the point. Yeah? So now, really, when it said about pilgrimage, it's saying we've been basically in this time we're at as a prophet of Yahawah sham Yahawashi, have been sent forth with a task, because it tells you in 1 Corinthians, it tells you about the prophets being sent, the apostles being sent last. Yeah? So we've been sent forth. Even it tells you in Matthew 10 that we sent forth. Basically, we're sent forth to tell these in coming into this truth, we're being sent forth to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. But at the same time, while doing that, with each man that steps into this truth, Lord willing, we're men of the elect. We go through a journey, and that journey is really to purify you, to make you better. So when you get to the end, you're worthy of that crown that will be placed upon your head, which is dominion over all the nations, man. Having a high up position within the government, within the nation of Israel, being part of the governing body of the nation of Israel. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit this one now. This is Matthew 7:13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that go in thereat. That's right, all the people out here, man, they go in a broad way. They're following in the broad way. What's a broad way? Wearing skinny jeans, having a Mohican. That's all the in-betweens, but really where it is following Satan, man. Because that's an easy thing to do, as is Satan's kingdom. You oppose the rulers of a society, you're making it difficult for yourself. So that's talking about the straight gate. Yeah, but the straight gate is going to lead to something greater and more powerful than this this fickle kingdom you see before you, this vanity you see before you, man. Yeah. So it says, broad is a way that leadeth to destruction. This broad way that you're in, it leads to destruction, man, from the Lord, because America is going to be destroyed with ICBMs, man, in World War III. And then through that deliverance, through that destruction, you're going to have the elect of the nation of Israel, 1/3 of the nation of Israel, are going to be delivered through that World War III, that thermonuclear destruction, which comes when this World War III goes down, being a firefight between the two powers that against each other, being Russia and America, and all their people, all the countries and dominions that are sided with them. They're going to launch ICBMs against each other, and that's going to turn this whole world into a lake of fire. Really starting with not the whole world, but really different lands and places, but mainly America is a lake of fire spoken of in the book of Revelations. And then you're going to have the elect delivered through the fire, passing by the missiles up into the chariots of Israel, which are what Esau calls, the white man calls the UFOs. Okay? So now it says, enter ye at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that go thereat. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. That's right, man, because basically when you find this truth, the Lord has to give you the spirit, the gift of faith for you to follow after it, man. And for you to be, it all goes down to faith, man. You need to have that faith. The Lord needs to be dealing with you. So, and there's few that find it. Okay, so now I'm going to go. Really, with this word, it's just a straight gate, man. It's just few. It's a tough journey. Because it tells you that you got to let go, alleviate yourself from all the ambitions you had in the world, and really follow after, bear your cross and follow Yahawashi. And that goes back into the, your pilgrimage. As a soldier for Yahawashi, you have to bear a cross, and you have to go through that straight gate and that narrow passage. Okay, so this is 2 Ezra 7:6. There is also another thing, a city is builded and set upon a broad field, and it's full of good things. It's talking about the kingdom of heaven. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place, a full like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and water, so small that there could be one man that goeth there at once. So you have to go down this narrow passage, single file. And it even shows you that it's a one-man thing, because you ain't going to have no one beside you to bear you on their shoulder when for you to lean on when it gets unbearable going down that narrow road. It's for you as a man to come from a boy to a man in this truth, and to become a soldier, a good soldier for Yahawashi. Okay? Um, verse 9, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord. So basically it's saying that you have to go through this, all these fuckeries of this kingdom, just to basically, to really inherit greatness in the kingdom of heaven, which is a worthy, it all makes sense, man. Because for you to be put in such a elite position over the world in the government of the nation of Israel, you have to go through some troubles. You have to be prepared to be judging over the nation, man. Okay. So now it says, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that none is done. So Lakia, the point was last verse, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also to Israel's portion. So yeah, that's what our portion is, the kingdom of heaven. And that's the only way you can attain it, by going through that straight gate. That's why 2/3 of them niggas are just going to be regular citizens up in the nation of Israel. They're going to have their throne and their wealth and their riches, but they ain't going through what they're gonna have to deal with a second death, man. They're not good. That's how they're gonna be purified, whilst we're being purified on this side. Okay. So now, this is Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. That's right, the Lord said, prepare your mind to be tempted, to go through to persevere through some hard times and struggles. Alright? Set thy heart aright, get your mind right, yeah? And constantly endure. Endure means to enjoy, means to make hard. You have to be strong-minded to deal with this truth, man. So basically everything you go through is just to make you strong-minded, yeah, to be prepared for the next experience that you're going to come across while you're serving the Lord. Make not haste in the time of trouble. Yeah, don't run, don't do anything irrational. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. You gotta keep the Lord in your mind. Draw nigh unto him, man. That's what you gotta do, man. Okay. That thou mayest be increased at the last end, so that you can be delivered from this third world war and all this destruction right at the end, man. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. What's a low estate? Being a pilgrim in this earth, man. You don't have no possessions. You don't have no thing. Some brothers don't have cars. Some brothers don't have a place to live. You barely have clothes, barely have money. You're really scratching from day to day to make ends meet. But you gotta be patient when you're at a lower state, because the Lord's always got a plan for you, man. The Lord spoke about it in Matthew the 10th chapter, man. About the Lord knows that the pigeons, they need to be fed. So how much greater a day than you? He knows you need to be fed. You just testing your faith, and that's what builds character in a man, and that builds that so-called what Esau calls an alpha male, man, a man of the Lord. One of the elect chosen men of the nation of Israel. You have to be made hard, man. Yeah. For gold is tried in fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So that's what makes us pure. Yeah, because it tells you in Isaiah that it make a man more finer than a wedge, than basically make them finer than gold, man. So that's how we're going to be purified through our adversities. Okay, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright. That's that faith again, believing in him. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside, lest ye fall. And where you gonna fall into on this pilgrimage? You're gonna fall into what? Either into the water or either into the fire, man. And We'll get a precept on that. Yeah. It's Matthew 15 and 17. Do not, yeah, Salak 17:15. Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and so vexed. For oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. So part of that falling into destruction and condemnation against the Most High and his son Yahawashi is basically, you could be turned into a fucking insane pansy, man. You can be turned lunatic, man, because it tells you that when you come into this truth, all the demons out on you is relinquish off you, yeah, by the Holy Spirit supping with you. But then if you don't keep yourself right, that these spirits can come back into your body and re-enter it. Because it tells you about in the book of Luke and Matthew, it tells you about it findeth it garnished and looking nice. So it goes and brings 7 more demons, man. Then you'll turn out worse than you was before. And that's part of that falling off the narrow path that you got to go down as a pilgrimage for Yahawah, sham, Yahawashi. You can fall either side, fire or water. Either way, it's the same thing. It's a deep water or it's a hot fire, man. And you're going to be destroyed within it. Going crazy, lunatic. The Lord might just dump your house out on broad daylight, make a fridge fall off a fucking a skyscraper or some shit, man. The Lord's a terrible power. Yeah, so verse 8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in the time of affliction. So the Lord is very compassionate. It tells you a righteous man slippeth 7 times, man. You slip on the innumerable amount of times, but that's for you to gain something that an experience, man. This is like that. You know, they say, you know, street smarts and book smarts. This is we're getting the full scope, man, experience and knowledge, and then we put it together and we're getting wisdom out of that. Yeah. So now this is gonna move on to this last scripture now. This is Sirach 30:4 and 10. Salakia 9. A man that have travelled knoweth many things, and he that have much experience will declare wisdom. So it's talking about a man that's travelled knows many things, because you go out and travel, you get to see different cultures within different regions. You get to understand that within one country there's many different regions, and they have different cultural diversities within that country, and then you get to know their way of doing things, and then you might learn something that you never knew before. And then when you come back to your place, you look wider. You don't look wider. You basically have a newfound looking at life, and everything you regarded in your life that was meant something to you back in where you're from is totally disrupted. Because a lot of experience, I go different places, I've been to different countries and whatnot, but when you come back, you find it humbling. You come back and you got people that have never left their fucking neighborhood, and all they know is what they know, the fucking corner shop they see every day, and the same bitches they be fucking every other fucking day, and they're willing to die for that shit because they don't know there's a bigger world out there. But that's what traveling gives you, that experience and that knowledge. But it's also, but we're applying it to what we're talking about, being a pilgrim for Yahawah, sham, Yahawashi. We're traveling through this earth in the spirit. The Lord's given us, you know, we may be in the same fucking range as, you know, our neighborhoods and that, but we're going through a journey of many experiences, meeting many different things. Many spiritual things happen to you when you go out, man, or when you deal with people, all the damn time, man. Many spiritual things get revealed to you if you're moving in the spirit. Okay, he that have no experience knoweth little, Wait, let me move back. It said, and he that have much experience will declare wisdom. So if you have a lot of experience doing things, you're gonna declare what? Wisdom. And we're gonna go into that word wisdom, because that's a next thing as well, altogether. But he that have no experience knoweth little. Yeah, that's them fucking bookworms. Them guys sat there and they've worked out the theory of doing things. They know about a lot, but they've never done shit in their life. They're scared to pull the trigger. The Lord's giving us the full spectrum of the truth. We go out there on the highways and the byways, and you niggas like ballooning them. All you niggas that ain't going out there, even what's his fucking nigga's name? Isaiah, man. Them guys too fucking scared, shook ones, scared to go out on the roadside. You're missing out on wisdom, knowledge, and understanding the Lord's given to you, and that's because of the Lord you would gain, but the Lord ain't giving you the spirit to go out there, man, because it ain't for you to experience those things. Okay. Verse 10: He that have no experience knoweth little, but he that have travelled is full of prudence. But I believe it also says, if you get another, this is 1611, but I believe if you get the other ones, the Cambridge version translation, well, not the Cambridge, not the 1611 one, I believe it says patience. So you're gonna grow in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You're gonna be more humble. Yeah. Verse 11: When I travelled, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express. That's right. I was oft times in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. That's right. Back in the ancient world, if you travel, man, you be going down them roads. You have bandits just ready to take you out, man. Like if you got this TV show, man. What's that one? Yo, bro. Rakar was talking about, man. The Khan of Khans. The one on Netflix. Oh, okay. I can't recall it, man. But it's they basically have a thing called the Silk Road, where it's based on the Mongols and all that. And you got the Silk Road, and along that road, it's a long stretching road, I believe, from Asia to Europe. And through that whole road, that's just a test in itself, because you're gonna have bandits waiting there, because they know that coming from the wealthiest kingdom, you're gonna or going there, you're gonna be bearing valuable goods like silk, gold, silver, spices and herbs, all these things. So that would just be a place where people would want to jump on you. And that's the same thing when you travel. You're thinking, who's this guy? If you're traveling, you must have some form of business or some form of money. So they're looking to do you something. And it's the same way for us in this truth. You've got Satan attacking us at every other corner, because he knows what we desire. And when all you got to think of is Yahawashi on the mountain. You know, when he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, man. And Satan come and tempted him. Okay. So now, when I travel, I saw many things and I understand more than I can express. I was oft times in danger. Verse 13: The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, and their hope is in him that saveth him. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear. The Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. Okay, that's it on that. Now, really the point I want to go into is the whole reason I read that was about a man that travels, you gain what? Experience. So now when you experience really is wisdom, because in order experience is one thing, but if you don't deal with experience knowledgeably, that experience is dead. Because then you can't reflect on those experiences and deal with it in a knowledgeable manner. Because you get niggas that they get the experience of getting shot, but then they still go out and do the same fucking thing because they're none the wiser. They have no knowledge. They're not wise. They're not knowledgeable enough or wise enough to look at what's happened to them and reflect and think, you know what, I've got burnt once. Let me rethink out what I'm gonna do. So that's why you need knowledge and experience to give you wisdom. And when you go to the word wisdom, it means computer froze. Mouse is dodgy. But anyway, the word wisdom goes back to the Latin word vision. Yeah. So when it goes to the Latin word vision, when you see the words that are there, it says presence, sight, view, look, appearance, dream, supernatural sight, act of seeing, sight, thing seen. to see. Okay, so basically that just shows you all these things that we're going through. This is for us to see. This journey we're on, the pilgrimage, you know, for the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi. This is for our own sight to see, so we can learn from it, and everything we learn can be instilled when we get established upon the Lord will. You know, we make Him way of the elect. We can be established upon the throne. You know, not the throne, a throne alongside and underneath Yahawashi, King David, and the 12 we elect men. So that's what we're gunning for. So with that, I'm going to say all praises to Yahawah, Yahawashi, double honours unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to you brethren out there.